All right. Good Tuesday evening, everyone. Thanks for stopping by for a check of your forecast. Hope everyone's doing well today. Well, I guess I should say this evening. The day is basically done. But we do have a few reflectivity values showing up on our radar. These are some really high-based showers coming across the panhandle. A lot of this is evaporating before it can get to the surface. You may see a couple of raindrops on your windshield if you step outside in some areas around Dumas or maybe up towards Stinnett, maybe Stratford, you guys had a little bit of that rain activity come through. You can see again, these are very light radar returns. So there's not a whole lot of moisture that's falling from the sky right now. But we'll continue to track it overnight tonight. As we get closer to sunrise tomorrow and those temperatures continue to cool off closer to freezing, the dew points depression is going to continue to get lower and lower. Humidity will continue to climb. At some point, we think that those radar returns will probably start producing a little bit of some light rainfall and eventually maybe a quick flurry or two for a few isolated locations. Probably not going to be any accumulating snow, but a flurry we can't necessarily rule out. So here's a live look outside there in Dumas. Looks like maybe a few raindrops flying across the lens or in front of the lens. Otherwise, it is a pretty quiet evening tonight here in the high plains. Temperature wise, 50 in Dumas, 47 here in Amarillo, 36 up in Boise City. And those winds have been still pretty calm tonight, but you do notice there's a lot of cloud cover come over the area right now, and that's something that we can expect to persist for most of this evening. By tomorrow morning, we'll be around freezing. So again, that's when some of these rain showers might produce a bit of a flurry to them, or maybe a rain snow mix. They will not produce much though. Highs tomorrow will be back into the mid 50s. So it'll be a seasonal day. We'll have a lot of sunshine. We may see a little bit some partly cloudy skies in the eastern panhandle, but still should see plenty of sun in the afternoon. Let's go ahead and take a look at your rain and snow chance for tonight and tomorrow morning. It's a low probability for anything measurable, 10 to 20%. Now, flurries and some sprinkles, definitely a higher chance at that being possible. But as far as accumulating rain, it's going to be probably slim pickings for those that do get to benefit from it. So here's our computer model doing a pretty good job of where those radar returns are at right now. So again, we may kind of continue to ride with this one. You can see by the time we wake up at 6 a.m., some isolated cells there in southwest Kansas, maybe clipping our eastern counties throughout the day. Temperatures a little bit colder than they've been as of late, and then we'll have that north wind most of the day on Wednesday. For Thursday, we'll have a westerly wind to start, maybe turning to the north by the end of the afternoon, but we should have enough of that downslope flow that temperatures combined with the sunshine, the wind and the sun will help us climb back up into those mid and upper 60s. The next thing to keep an eye on would be how this trough evolves on Monday and Tuesday of next week. Models are very much back and forth on if it's going to produce any precipitation for us. If it does, it's probably going to be a very minimal amount. There is some growing concern that will be in the dry slot of that low. It's a positive tilt trough, so any kind of moisture being pulled back into the area is going to be very slim and very limited. We may have a better opportunity with the second system. It's a little bit deeper of a trough. It's still an open wave, so not ideal. But if you had to compare the two, maybe the second one will have a better opportunity for a little bit of some precipitation. It's probably going to be a stronger system. So if we get stuck in the dry slot of that one too, it's very possible that those winds may become somewhat of a burden. The overall consensus, not only for us, but for the Climate Prediction Center, really any meteorologist you ask around the region is going to tell you it's going to be warm over the next 10 to 14 days. And that is something that everyone is on board with. There's a little bit more uncertainty on the moisture side of things. I think there's a lot more disagreement on that. You have to take this with a grain of salt this time of the year because we are in our dry season. And so our threshold for above average moisture is extremely low. We're only talking about a tenth of an inch of precipitation through a 5-day window. If we get to that, technically that's average. So if you get 11 hundredths of an inch of rain through the next 6 to 10 days, you've had above average rainfall and above average precipitation. So it's not like you need a lot to get there. So don't bank on us getting some kind of significant rain event should we see something in the middle of the month. Again, that's definitely not what models are trending towards right now. There's an overwhelming consensus that will be above average though. Temperatures should be a little bit above normal, and there is at least a theme of maybe the door being open for the prospect for at least some light rainfall. Again, it does not take much for us to get above average, so you have to take this with a grain of salt. Here's our 7-day tracker. We are expecting above average temperatures outside of tomorrow from Thursday through Tuesday of next week. We're going to hang on to about a 10% chance of rain tomorrow morning and some snow flurries. Same story for Monday and Tuesday of next week. Very low chance for rain and moisture. It would be rain, we think. I don't think it would be snowfall unless it timed out well with the coldest time of the night right there around sunrise. But overall, the general consensus is if we see precipitation in the middle of the month, it's going to fall in the form of liquid rather than something frozen. Thank you all so much for stopping by. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and we will see